Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day 7 of our favorite rock guitar teams of all time. That's right, 31 days here in October. We're talking about our 31 favorite guitar teams. 2 guys, maybe 3, who working together created some amazing music for the time that they played together. Could be 2 excellent lead guitarists, could be 3 excellent lead guitarists, or maybe a great lead guitarist paired up with an amazing rhythm guitar player, right? All sorts of different combinations here. So this particular one, you kind of knew I was going to be dipping into the Southern rock genre at some point in time during this month, and I guarantee you this won't be the last. This particular band has been around since the early 70s. However, in 1978 was the first time that this trio played together as a unit on a studio album. And the studio album is by Outlaws, Playing to Win. And the guitar team was comprised of then brand new to the band Freddie Salem. He joined on co-lead guitars with Huey Thomason and Billy Jones to form one of the great Southern rock guitar trios in Southern rock or rock history, right? And basically, Freddie replaced Henry Paul. Henry Paul was a founding member of the Outlaws. Also played guitar, but more of kind of like an acoustic guitar player playing rhythm. He was never a lead guy, right? Early on, the first 3 albums from the band, basically, it was Huey and Billy who did all the lead work, and Henry just kind of also sang lead vocals and played some acoustic guitar and electric rhythms. That's about it. But it wasn't until Freddie joined the band on this particular album right here that all of a sudden you had these 3 fantastic lead players playing together. It's kind of like the Skinner thing all over, right? You know, we'll be talking about Leonard Skinner at some point. But they would only stay together for a couple of years. Billy Jones, one of the original members, he would leave in 1981. So really only about 3 years or so would these 3 play together in the same band. But, you know, this is a solid album, but they would release some other ones to come after it. Right around the same time. In fact, this was almost like a welcome to the band Freddie Salem type of thing. They released the double live album, Bring It Back Alive, which if you really want to hear these 3 guys really duking it out almost on every single song, this is the one to get. Now, while you do miss Henry Paul's vocals on here a little bit, but I remember this was the second Outlaws album I ever bought. I got, how do you call it? Ghost Riders in the Sky first. Why did I not bring that? Oh, yeah, it is here. It's a 2-for-1 here, right? If I remember correctly, yeah. That was the first one I got. And then I bought the live album. There's Ghost Riders. The 3 of them are at it big time there. This is like a 2-on-1 thing. We're Playing to Win and Ghost Riders all on one disc. But yeah, this live album is just absolutely scorching. So you got, of course, the big epic jam, Greengrass and High Tides. Amazing on here. You got Hurry Sundown on here. You got some good rockers on here. You got Stick Around for Rock and Roll, Loverboy, Freeborn Man, Prisoner, Hope You Don't Mind, which is absolutely cranking. You got Cold and Lonesome, The Wonderful Holiday, Loverboy, I think I mentioned that already. There Goes Another Love Song, of course, they're probably their biggest hit. So plenty of scorching lead guitar on here. And then all 3 guys are just tremendous rock guitar players, but they also have that country sensibility, which I think is really key to this band, because I think this band, while they are, Southern rock band, a lot of rock music going on in their repertoire, Outlaws always had that little country rock edge, I think, which kind of separated them a little bit from Skinner or Molly Hatchet, who also dabbled a bit into this sort of thing too. But I think Outlaws and like the Marshall Tucker Band really played up that country edge from time to quite a bit on their albums, although Outlaws certainly rocked harder than Marshall Tucker. But yeah, so there's that. And then, like I said, there's the Ghost Riders album, which is absolutely terrific. And then you have, which I believe was the last studio album they did together, or thereabouts, which was, actually, no, Ghost Riders was the last one, In the Eye of the Storm, which is also a very underrated album. So that would be 1979. Ghost Riders, yeah, by Les Hombres Malo, it was just basically the 3. I mean, the two was Huey and Freddie. Billy Jones had already left by then. But so really all you got from these guys were Playing to Win, In the Eye of the Storm, and Ghost Riders. So by 1980, that was the last studio album with the three guitar players, and then Billy would leave. So really 3 studio albums and the 1 live album. That's basically all you got. But tremendous lead guitarist, all 3, and just amazing, right? Amazing. I mean, it's hard enough, I think, to get 2 really good lead guitar players to think alike, talk alike within the confines of an album or live. But then when you throw a third one into the mix, not a lot of, triple guitar army bands in the history of rock and roll. Especially not 3 lead guitars. Of course, we know there was Molly Hatchet. We know there was Lynyrd Skynyrd. Iron Maiden currently. Not a ton of other ones. Really notable. Where you had, maybe you had 1 or 2 lead players and a rhythm player or 2, but not like 3 distinct lead guitar players. That does not happen all too often. So, so that's my pick today. Outlaws. Great Southern rock band that had to be on this list. In the Eye of the Storm, Playing to Win, Ghost Riders, and the wonderful Bring It Back Alive live album. Fantastic stuff. If you're a fan of guitar and you kind of dig your Southern rock a little bit, or even a lot of it, Outlaws are mandatory. Absolutely mandatory. So thanks for watching, everybody. Please, in the comments below, list your pick for day 7 here for your favorite rock guitar team of all time, day 7. Oh, and I did want to mention, because there were a lot of people that were have been commenting on previous days about where certain bands are going to wind up on my list. This is another month of there's no real order. Like, people were surprised I had the Wishbone Ash guys yesterday, thought that was going to rank higher. I'm not ranking these, actually, because that would be nearly impossible. So it's just a random, these are my 31 favorites in no real order. Okay, so don't get too hung up on when each show is, and there's no, I'm not doing any kind of ranking with this particular list here, just because this would be impossible for me. I may have my couple favorites, absolute favorites, but I like them all a lot, so there's really, to me, it's just too impossible to rank. So, but yeah, also list your pick and let us know what you think of the Outlaws guys, right? The 3 of them. Freddie Salem, Billy Jones, and Huey Thomason. So visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Lots of good stuff still to come. As you can imagine, I have a tremendously long list, and I'm still trying to figure out exactly who's going to make the cut. There's so many great rock guitar teams in the history of rock and metal and prog and just classic rock. It's just so many great ones. So I know there's going to be some that aren't going to make the cut, but it's been interesting trying to figure out which are the ones that will, right? So not an easy task for me, who loves guitar music and guitar players so much. So yeah. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you. Let's see, what is today? Today is Friday. So, we got a jam-packed day for you today. We've got, in just a few minutes, you've got 4 Fusion Friday. Remember, that airs the first Friday morning of every single month. So we've got Eric Porter, George Lemie, and myself with special guest once again, Chris Fox from Hellman and Nats, talking about 4 Fusion classics. We're going to rank them and talk about them, as well as talk about George's pick from last month. So we always get assignments from George. So that's coming up. And then right after that, we're going to go boom, boom, boom this morning. Right after that, Martin Popoff and I are going to be back at the Fun House, giving you a recap of Sea of Tranquility Fall Fest 2022. I know a lot of you have been waiting patiently. When is Pete going to talk about Fall Fest? It was already last weekend. We haven't heard hardly a peep. Well, you're going to hear it all in just a little while. So thanks for being patient. We'll give you our recap and my thoughts and Martin's thoughts of Sea of Tranquility Fall Fest. That's coming up in just a little bit. Then we've got tomorrow on the UK Connection. We've got Simon Bray, Stephen Reed, and myself are going to do favorite and least favorite albums from the Angel family. So, of course, we decided rather than we were just going to do Angel, but then we figured, God, there's only a handful of albums. So we said, well, there's kind of 3 bands that are all really connected. Angel, Jafria, and House of Lords. None of them have a lot of albums, so we figured, why don't we throw them all into the pile and just do a favorite and least favorite show on the Angel family, right? So we're going to do our 2 favorites, our 2 least favorites, and a wild card from the Angel albums, House of Lords, and Jafria. Not a ton of albums. I think between all of them, there's 11 or 12 albums, I think, something like that. Not a lot, maybe a dozen. So that's all coming tomorrow. And then, of course, we have on Sunday, Guitar Hack is back on Sea of Tranquility we are ranking the albums of Zakk Wylde's Black Label Society. So that's coming up on Sunday. And then we kick it all off at the Hudson Valley Squares on Monday, where we will be talking about our favorite 5 hard rock and metal albums from the magical year that was 1981. So stay tuned. In addition, on Tuesday, we're taking a break from the favorite bands of the letters of the alphabet on In the Prog Seat. On Tuesday, we are going to be talking about our favorite 5 prog albums released in 1972. Another nearly impossible task. So 2 fantastic years we're looking at on Hudson Valley Squares and In the Prog Seat, Monday and Tuesday night. 1981 for hard rock and metal stuff on Monday, 1972 for prog and related stuff on Tuesday and In the Prog Seat. So stay tuned for all that. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell. We've also got the links below to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations as well as our merch page. And please hit that like button before you leave. We greatly appreciate that. So thanks for watching. I am Pete Pardo. We'll see you tomorrow morning with another of my favorite rock guitar teams of all time. Thanks for watching. I am Pete Pardo. See ya. Bye-bye.